Hello, once again, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail here. You ask for it, you shall receive. Down in the comments section, it was heavily requested to test the Turtle Wax Ice Speed Compound against Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. We'll test them both on the same panel for their cutting ability and their finishing ability. I'm excited for this, so let's get it going. I do have two panels ready to go, so we're going to jump right into this. But before we do, I just have to mention, if you are owners of the Turtle Wax Ice Speed Compound, or if you have the Meguiar's Ultimate set of Compound Polish, or if you own both, you guys are the winner. There's going to be no losers here today because I've done showcases for both of these products. I think they're absolutely fantastic for their price and are incredible for beginners and professionals alike. If you have been following the channel for quite some time, you're going to know exactly what this is. This is the cutting portion of the test. We're going to run a line or a path through all of these different sand marks, 800 grit all the way up to 2500 grit. One with Turtle Wax Ice Compound, trip up, trip back. A trip up and trip back right next to that with the Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. Same polisher, same pad, exact same technique. Let's get this started. We'll take a trip up and back with the Turtle Wax Ice Speed Compound first. Same polisher and pad, as you can take notice here, as we've been using all the way through the Compound series. So we're going to stick with it. That way you can kind of compare this to older videos if you want to. In between compounds, I'm going to rip off this pad, take it in, clean it the best I can so there's no cross-contamination. And then we'll do the exact same thing right next to that line with Meguiar's Compound. Alright, I have showcased both in their own videos. We both know very low dusting to none, wipes off easy, user-friendly, and I'm going to leave the residue on there. I'm going to go clean out that pad. I'm going to come back. I'm going to leave that a surprise. We're going to run the same trip up and back with the Ultimate Compound, wipe both of them off at the same time, and compare. I'll be right back. Alright, we are back. The pad is nice and clean, no cross-contamination. Let's get this going. Meguiar's Ultimate Compound. Okay, no dust, long working time for both of these. The only difference is this one here can actually be rinsed off. Don't have to wipe it off. I don't recommend that. You can wipe it off, and then it'll aid you in cleaning this area before you go to lie down protection. I would still use an IP solution, but let's wipe the residue off of both of these areas. And to be totally transparent, it's a little bit harder to wipe the turtle wax ice off. No big deal, but I do need to mention that. All right, the moment of truth. Let's see how they cut here. This is the 2500 grit. Turtle wax section, very good. A nice, I want to look right here, that's the center of the pad. And as we come down to Meguiars, very good as well. A couple trace areas. 2000 grit. A very good job right in the center here. One or two deep marks that I could see. As we come over to the Meguiar side, I could see 4 or 5 of the deeper marks. Let's come up to 1500 grit. This is where they start to fail. A lot of our cutting compounds in the compound series will blaze through these next two areas, but these two will not. They're not aggressive compounds. They're retail. They're made to be kicked back a little bit to cover their backside and yours. All right, so let's take a look. 1500 grit. You can see more of the deeper gouges now. Same thing. Let's take a look at the 1000 grit section. An attempt, but not much of a correction. Pretty much the same thing in Meguiars. And then the 800 grit section, you know, I don't expect anything from either of these two. So let me know down in the comments section which one you thought cut better. And I will tell you again, if you have either of these, you're a winner. None of these are a loser in my book. All right, what we're going to do now is switch panels, and we're going to get to test which one of these products finishes better. One more thing before we do switch panels. Let's get some numbers behind this. In the 2500 grit section, we're going from 44 GU. In the turtle wax area, that jumps all the way up to 82.6. And in the Meguiars section, 86.4. 2000 grit section from 27 gloss units up to 91.6, and Meguiars section 91.4. 1500 grit section, we're starting at 44 gloss units. That will jump up to 91.1, and then the Meguiars section 89.9. So you can see what type of turnaround you're going to get from both of these incredible products. Now we can get to the next panel. For the next portion of the video, we're going to test and see how these products both finish down. This will represent troubled clear coat. Nothing really deep and substantial, just topical. We're going to get some overall readings and put the gloss meter reading down here. We'll divide it into two sections. We'll use both products to finish on the panel, and we'll take measurements again in each area that was worked. Quite a few readings here, bear with me. I do want to get a good representation of what the panel is like. Okay, good enough. The area here ends up with 33.5 gloss units throughout. My trusty Eurofiber 50/50 pad on the polisher and ready to go. We have an area designated for each product. Turtle wax will be on the right, Meguiars on the left. This time we'll work Meguiars first. We're going to put 3 equal size, pea-size drops, as equal as I can, on the pad when I work each product. We'll leave the residue on there. I'm going to take the pad, clean it. We'll come back, do the exact same thing, crisscross pattern. That's going to be equal to 2 passes. The same speed, same pressure, same arm movement, and we'll get turtle wax ice. Back with a clean pad. Let's grab the turtle wax ice and get that section done. Grab you, bring you in close. Let's rip that tape off of there. Let's wipe off the residue in both sections. Let's take a look at both sections. This is the Meguiar section. So we're looking at the cut and the finish, more importantly the finish. And we're looking at the turtle wax. I gotta tell you, both of these sections look fantastic. You can see in the middle what it was and what these 2 products have turned it into and turned around. Impressive. Well, let's get some numbers behind it. Meguiar's section first. Okay, this section ends up with an average of 90.7. Let's hop over and take a look at the turtle wax section. Okay. This section here ended up with an average of 91 flat. So ever so slightly, and you wouldn't be able to catch this with the naked eye. The turtle wax section finishes just a little bit better. Guys, I'm going to tell you once again before we end the video, I have both of these products. I'm happy. The result of this test sways, in my opinion, none. They're both fantastic, and I will continue to use them both. I urge you guys, if you're just starting out, if you find one that's a better deal, grab it since they're so close. For the final thought segment of the video, which one of these was the winner? Well, I could tell you, if any of you guys has either one of these or both, you are the winner. Both incredible products for both beginners to seasoned vets, depending on what you're doing, what you're going after, and what you're working on. If you have any questions on either of these products, don't hesitate. Let me know down in the comments section which one of these you think outperformed the other. Doesn't really matter. They're both great, and which one you prefer. Catch you in the next video, guys.